So glad we have this opportunity to sit down together to continue that conversation.
Come here. Oh, wow.
Okay, have a seat.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm being a little nosy. I know you can't do real specifics about personal things about people that come to you, but I am very curious that there are others like me.
Yeah, I'm actually thrilled to be seeing more and more people from the Fey Kingdom coming forward. There are a tremendous amount of fairy kingdom beings in human form here in Sedona.
Oh, really?
And yes, and you'll notice those people who are, just always full of light and love in their hearts for Gaia, for Mother Earth. They're always doing something to help the cactus, to help the ravens, to help the javelinas. And they really have such a deep compassion and passion about showing their love for Gaia and all of her kingdoms. And you can pick them out. When you're out on the land, you'll notice a lot of people are kind of in that frame of mind. People come here from all over the world, though, who are interested in connecting more deeply with Gaia, and sometimes people who don't live in Sedona are also from the fairy kingdom. I mean, the fairy kingdom can be anywhere in the mountains, anywhere in the desert, anywhere on the lakes and the rivers and the ocean, and at the North Pole. They're all over the planet. And it's just so beautiful to see them coming in from all directions to Sedona. So I have an opportunity to see them.
And so when they walk in, do you know immediately?
No,
It's the light. The light in the auric field, the patterns of the light, the way the light moves. It's both gentle and powerful, and it's also vivid and diverse.
Okay.
And it comes from the hands. I mean, when I look into the auric field, it's interesting to me, and it took me a long time to understand what was going on here. I mean, I've studied with spiritual teachers, spiritual masters all over the world, in India and Egypt and Russia and South America and Australia and all over Scandinavia, to talk about what does this mean? I'm seeing all this light and color, and I'm hearing, all of this guidance, from spiritual guides. How do I help people with this? So it took me a long time to own that.
Most people who read hands then are only reading the light and energies of, say, a person who's just lived in human form. Is this something that you had to master?
The answer to that question is most people who read hands read the lines and the markings in the hands.
Right.
That line means X, Y, Z. This marking means A, B, C. I read the energy in the hands.
The reason that I do what I do is when I was 20 years old, I was involved in a head-on collision with a tractor-trailer truck, and I had a near-death experience. And I left the body and went up into the light, saw the whole scene of the accident, but I was there for a little while, and then they took me to another dimension, which was nothing but light and color and the beautiful sounds of angels singing, which actually now sounded like, 1,000 crystal bowls all at once, just making their beautiful vibrations of sound. And the beautiful vibrations of light were all around. And what came through me was a feeling of healing light that was radiating from my solar plexus.
So the teachers that I studied with in Egypt and India, primarily for hand analysis, showed me how to read the light frequencies in the hands, and showed me that the lines are important. I mean, that's scientific hand analysis. I mean, the lines are important, but I see beyond the lines. I see where the lines are going. I see how deep the lines are, how strong the energy is. And the colors that are in the hands also give me a lot of information as well. So what I was going to say earlier is that I do see the colors in the auric field, but the interesting thing about it is there is more color and more light coming out of the hands than anywhere else in the body. And that's what drew me to study hands in the first place.
Okay.
And I wanted to find a way to, really be more authentic with sharing my gifts and helping people basically align with who they are on a soul level and how they're showing up in the world. So my work is all about conscious evolution. and illuminating the soul's journey.
We could talk a little bit about the caves and these what are they called, the drawings?
Petroglyphs.
Petroglyphs.
Yeah.
How old are those?
Well, nobody really knows, but they have done carbon testing on some of these petroglyphs that take them back to 10,000 years ago, even older than the pyramids, because these are like light that has been just kind of emblazed into the rock in some instances. I mean, it's hard to imagine how they have survived the test of time.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that people don't even know how they were created.
Right.
Because that tells me that that they were magical beings that created those, and they that we just don't have so much information has been lost, or we just don't believe in it. You know, as a human being, we've lost connection with the magical world. Describe some of the pictures, like the one light being who looks like a fairy. Could you describe?
She is amazing, and she is in the canyon, kind of in a cave where it's actually protected from the elements, and she's flat on a rock, and she's about maybe 4 feet, 4 feet tall, and she's just emblazed into the rock. So she has this beautiful light all around her, especially around her head and her hands. And she's very tiny, and she has a very tiny little waistline, and then it spreads to this beautiful, she's wearing a dress, this beautiful skirt.
A long dress
that's very full, and delicate little feet, delicate little hands. And, you know, everyone goes, how did this is in the middle of a Native American community, you know, a Native American canyon where ancient civilizations were. And here is this fairy being in the midst of it all. And there's another one of a raven, another one of an owl, there are deer, there are actually animals that look like they're extraterrestrial.
And those
star animals, star beings.
Ones that look like mutants that are part lizard and part frog.
Yes.
And those are the anathemas in my book.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's like this was normal for them. You know, they were so connected with the celestial realms and, you know, with spirit. And, you know, at that point, I think there was a lot more activity on Earth. And now there's not as much receptivity. It's much more dangerous.
It's denser.
It's denser.
It's much, fairies are perceived usually as little. And yet, I know for the Choctaw Indian, they are actually quite tall. But when the white man came, they said, oh no, these are the little people. Because they were trying to hide these beings. So I think it's very interesting that even in America, the Indians do have references to the Fey world. So it is universal, I think. Yes, it is. I'm sure it is. Just you know, cosmic consciousness that kind of infiltrates. You know, even uninvited sometimes. You know, people get ideas and have dreams about these beings that are very coming up from their subconsciousness. Well, I believe that's what happened to me. I thought I made up the term human fairy. And then when I started telling people I was writing this book, and they said, well, what is it about? And I said, well, it's about human fairies. And they go, oh, I'm a human fairy. And I go, no, you don't understand. I made that up. No, you didn't. This is part of that wisdom that's coming through you that may very well be subconscious, but then comes to the surface when you meet it. The languaging is perfect. Human fairies are everywhere. They're in Sedona, they're in the desert, they're in the mountains, they're in the forest, they're at the North Pole. They're everywhere. They're responsible and they take it to heart that it's their job and their dear purpose and their lifetime to show their love and to shine their light, to take care of Mother Earth, to take care of all the kingdoms, the human kingdom, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the fairy kingdom. Wow, this is so many people who feel passionately about that, you know, and this is coming through you and your beautiful writing, your beautiful books. Thank you so much for your beautiful work. And now I'm writing Clarissa Headstone and the Blood Moon, and it's a chronicle. It's a 5-novel chronicle of the fairy kingdom coming, you know, partially in the new dimension, but also coming here and coming back here. And well, and who knows? I've actually been given the titles of every book, and but
Of course you have.
yeah, I have. I didn't. Yeah. So, but I actually don't really know what. I'm working on the second book. It's coming through, but I haven't a clue what the titles are.
Yeah,
Like,
that's okay.
Yeah,
it's
but
all
but-
falling into place like a beautiful jigsaw puzzle.
yeah.
And you're so aligned with your
Oh.
intuitive consciousness.
Well, thank you.
And you're so connected with the light. All this inspiration and illumination that's coming through you will eventually make sense, will eventually
Yes.
take form.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to read your books.
Well, thank you.
I
Yeah.
can't
Well,
wait. Oh, I'm so thrilled.
Yes.
Please
Yeah.
share.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, and you already have
Oh.
somebody else here.
Oh, lovely. So
Who
lovely.
needs
I
your-
so enjoy our conversation.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you.